water signs. This is our fall equinox reading for September 22nd through December 21st, 2021. Native spirit message for the water signs and the fall equinox, September 22nd through December 21st, 2021. Ancestors. Power animal message for water signs, fall equinox, September 22nd through December 21st, 2021. Elephant. Water signs, soul trees message for the fall equinox, September 22nd through December 21st, 2021. Unique gifts. Water signs, fall equinox, September 22nd through December 21st, 2021. We got 3 of Swords in reverse, 4 of Swords, 7 of Swords in reverse, the Lovers in reverse, Ace of Cups, the Hanged Man, 6 of Wands in reverse, 2 of Coins in reverse, 10 of Cups in reverse, Ace of Swords in reverse, Page of Wands in reverse, and Page of Coins. Water signs, fall equinox, September 22nd through December 21st, 2021. Judgment, 3 of Swords, the World, 7 of Chalices, Knave of Chalices, 5 of Chalices, in reverse, the Moon, 10 of Swords in reverse, 2 of Pentacles, King of Wands, Ace of Chalices, Queen of Swords in reverse. Water signs, fall equinox, January cuts. Water signs, fall equinox, September 22nd through December 21st, 2021. Circle. 3 of fire. The World in reverse. Astara. Litha in reverse. 10 of air in reverse. Earth in reverse. Element of water. Crone of fire. 9 of earth in reverse. Crone of water. Book of shadows in reverse. Ancestors. Wisdom is blossoming, even if there are unsettling situations in your life. There's a reason for it, and much good will occur as a result. Your ancestors are sending you incredible support to fulfill your dreams. Be aware of the coincidences, signs, and synchronicities around you. Watch for messages from your forebears. No matter what's occurring on the surface of your life, your prayers are being answered in mysterious ways beyond your awareness. Spirit wants you to know there's wisdom that dwells deep within yourselves. That's a spiritual bequest from your ancestors. This wisdom has come not only from your forebears' joyous, carefree times, it has also bloomed from their failures, deflated dreams, and seemingly wrong turns in their lives. Part of their message to you is to cherish every experience, for all of it will deepen your wisdom, compassion, and understanding, as it did theirs. Also know that there's an innate wisdom within you, always. It's simply a matter of turning within in order to access it. Native people always call on their ancestors for support. To ask for their help is to walk the native path. Sometimes you may be focused on what's outside you, that you forgot that wisdom is available to you from the spirit of your ancestors. Be willing to ask, for they want to support you. Imagine that you're traveling back in time to communicate and connect with a gathering of your ancestors. On this meditation journey, there might be 1 or 2 particular forebears who seem to reach out to you. At different times in your life, different predecessors will be sending you support. Give thanks for their support. The more gratitude you have for their help, the more they send you blessings and guidance. Alright, so before I get into these cards, I just want to remind everybody, I don't know if you know this, but these 3 cards over here, the ancestors, the elephant, and the unique gifts, are an overall meaning for the whole reading. But ancestors is mostly about the first 4 weeks of the reading. Elephant is the next 4, and unique gifts is the next 4. But they, everything crisscrosses. Everything connects in some way. So this week, these 3 cards here connect down this way, and this way. This one, these 3 cards are this week here, connects here, 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 here. So everywhere but these 2 weeks here, this week will connect in some way. So the reading, overall big reading for the whole thing is some kind of interwoven fabric, piece of art quilt thing for you to see that explains the whole season of fall for you in 2021. So with these 3 cards here, now the 3 swords here being in reverse, because of the surrounding cards, to me, these 2 cards here, the 3 swords, is a hanged man type of energy. Okay, so he's upside down, sitting in what he knows, illumination here, the moon down here, so light and shadow. Okay, he knows that because of the circle is all about. It's the Hermit card in this deck, the as above deck. But he knows how to create the manifestations and magic and stuff. Okay, but he's doing it as a hermit. He's doing it all alone, doing the work. Judgment, seeing she's doing here, getting in tune with spirit and the connections, right? And understanding the cosmos. So that's why I said that this Three of Swords is like the hangman for this week, the first week of the season, is all about sitting in your new perspectives or sitting in the knowledge you've obtained or sitting in who you are now from everything you've done, accumulating into a new or the next phase or 3.8 version of you or whatever it may be for you. So for this first week, I see just being in the knowing of who you are. Alright, so for week 2, we have 4 swords in between 4 and 5 of swords. So the 4 swords is about rest, 5 of swords is about betrayal. So while you're sleeping, they're plotting your demise, or they're co-conspirating against you, or co-conspirating into teaching you a lesson, or co-conspirating into showing you how the world really works in their perspective, not with God's perspective or the cosmos's perspective. So this might be reflective of what as they do to you is going to be done to them. So if they really want to go there, that's, you know, it's all part of the journey with humanity, I guess. But the 3 of Fire reminds us that Venus is all about compassion and love and understanding, and that's also why you have the 3 of Swords depression kind of card here. Frustrated, or got a bad message, or something came in the mail, or someone told you email, some kind of communication. The cosmos is Venus is trying to say, hey, it's all good. You know, this too shall pass, nothing lasts forever. I think that's the overall meaning of the fall season here, is this too shall pass, nothing lasts forever. I think that's the lesson, or some kind of correlation to that, right? So this might be a week of bummer or depression or sadness or frustration, those kinds of things for this week of the season. And remind you, each week is about 7 or 8 days. It's not exact science. Depends on your circumstance, what kind of energy and karma you got. But so generally, roughly around 7 to 8 days. There's no exact number for each week. Alright, week 3 is stressing me out. I'm sitting here, I was sitting with the cards, just looking at them, looking up their meanings from their books, from the creators of the decks. Okay, so the 7 of Swords in reverse. Upright here, it's in between 7 and 8 of Swords, which is about entrapment, but knowing you're dealing with a potential entrapment, it's in reverse. You're over here with this, being awe-inspiring, glowing, magic creation, walking through this world of consumerism, and people are like, yeah, okay, cool, but the world around you is not. It's in reverse. It's there. Everyone else is really in like chaos and anarchy, but you're just glowing and doing your thing and not realizing the entrapment that's coming. So that's why he's got me stressed, because I'm like, okay, what kind of entrapment are we dealing with? Because I'm a Cancer with freaking Sun in Cancer, freaking Mercury in Cancer, or Mars in Cancer. So, I don't like, this is, like, if I were to just describe my life with 3 cards, this would be the 3 cards that describe my life. But my 7 of Swords would be upright. That would be the difference. It's the only difference. But since I'm doing a general reading for all water signs, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio, I think that's why I came out in reverse. This isn't for me specifically. This is for all water signs. So I think I know what it is for me, but I don't know what it is for specifically every individual. I do think that the mandates are going to cause a hindrance for many of us. whether you have the shot or you don't. I think that there's going to be some shutdowns potentially, because in week 3, let's see, that would be October. So we need to plan ahead. Think of different locations where you can go do what you're trying to do. You know, in the future maybe or whatever. Schedule transportation or whatever. You're getting clear signs that there's something you're not aware of that's a trap set up. Maybe even doing the transportation or whatever is part of the trap. So you may have to take a week off or a couple weeks off or 3 weeks off and do it in advance and be there and be like, well, that's why I did it in advance, because I had a feeling things were going to get shut down. I don't know if that's exactly what it is. I'm just going off of the world in reverse here issue. I don't know. It's only 3 weeks out from today is September 22nd. So let's continue and see what the next week shows. All right, so week 4. Let's start over here with the 7 of Chalices in reverse. This is confusion and immobility. She can't figure out what she's doing or what to do. She's sitting there drinking her little chai latte, whatever. Getting these fairies here from the shadow, acting like they're all good, but they're not. The Lovers in reverse is also about miscommunication, misunderstandings, confusion, not knowing which way to go or what to do. All options seem viable, but not necessarily what you want to do. There are hindrances or obstacles in your way. But Astara is letting you know that balance, grace, flowing easily within the world, being at ease in your life, being in the right place at the right time are what to focus on, what to think about, what to do, how to deal with the confusion. Okay. So the previous week is leading up to this. Week 3 is leading up to week 4. Week 3 also connected to week 2, and it'll also connect to weeks 6, 7, and 8. So that'll help us understand what week 3 was about and what week 4 is about as well. Elephant, resolve. You will overcome any obstacles. Move forward toward the fulfillment of your heart's desire. Let nothing stop you. If your goals and intentions are spirit-driven, then it's only your ego's fear and discouragement that will stop you from achieving it. Dispel any resistance along the way until you reach your destination or accomplish your goals. Be the mightiest of warriors and see yourself as triumphant in your quest. You have an important mission. There's no point in dilly-dallying around, finding all sorts of distractions so you can avoid your destiny. Don't yield to temptations that entice you from your path. It's time to live your life according to the drive and desire of your inner spirit. Don't let yourself be stopped by someone else's disapproval. It's really not their disapproval so much as your fear of their disapproval. It's especially important right now to not only speak your truth, but to live your truth. And by the way, have some fun while you're at it. This is associated with protection, motivation, maternal, and family. So the elephant has a path it walks, and with following its ancestors. And even though there might be danger, it still goes through. Okay. All right. So week 5, we have over here the Knave of Chalices. We're start here because this correlates over here with the Ace of Cups in between the 2 of Cups. Knave of Chalices is about intuition, reflection, seeing yourself, the shadow, the mirror, talking, doing the affirmations of talking to yourself, loving yourself, seeing the glorious, harmonious, beautiful connection with the universe. Ace of Cups here. She's doing the shadow work, emotions, because you see her shadow, right? The darker side. The light is shining on this side, but we're looking at it from the shadow on her. If we were looking at it the other way, from the sun, you wouldn't see the sun. You'd see how glorious and blooming and lightful she is. But that's the delusion people put themselves into. And it's like, oh, higher self, higher self. That's like doing drugs, right? And escaping from reality. I don't know if you know that or not, but you're not sitting in the reality of in between shadow and light, okay? This dude is over here doing the intuition, looking at the shadow or looking at her or whatever. This is also about lovers and soulmates and stuff like that. So you may find somebody that you're supposed to be with and helping you with the beauty of being in connection and harmonious with the universe. Unfortunately, it doesn't feel that way. The sun in reverse or Litha in reverse is not receiving the now of what it is that you're doing. What it is you're doing is setting it up to later where it'll come out and now where the sun will be turned up, right? So it feels as if it's kind of like not pleasant success or is not enjoyment of everyday life, is not happily reaping the first fruits of your efforts, right? So that's how it feels, but you know how it works. So it's patience, there's a virtue kind of thing. It'll come. Just keep doing what you're doing. Focus on the beauty within and out. All right, so week 6 is dealing with a bad hand. Ten of hair here. Showing, look this way, she's doing her tarot reading, right? Showing you. But we got a bad reading this way. It's all in reverse. And she looks happy, but she's not, because look, the Hanged Man is getting a new perspective in dealing with the karma or burning that he's about to fall into, and sitting in there and be like, yeah, this is what I deserve currently. It's maybe from some karmic thing, soul karma, this life karma, whatever kind of karma. And 5 chalices is sitting in kind of like a boohoo stage and grief or sadness of some kind. So it does correlate back to the weeks, all of the first 4 weeks, right? Because look, remember up here in the week 1 we had the 3 swords, and I referenced it being a hangman. Well, it connects. Remember I said the connections. They connect diagonally. They come down. They go across. And this is diagonally from that. So week 6 does connect to week 1. It connects to week 2. It connects to week 3. It connects to week 5, 7, 9, 10, and 11. Okay. So new perspectives, embracing the lessons that are coming, trying to find the blessing in disguise and how it's going to help. I've been there plenty of times where I was upset and sad, and then later down the line I realized the blessing came, and it was a blessing in disguise because it triggered a series of events that led me to something. It's also kind of like, going through a tough adventure, boss battles or whatever, some kind of video game. It's like, oh, that was tough, but look what we got. We got this thing this is awesome, this cool sword or a piece of armor or whatever. And if we didn't go here, we wouldn't have got it. That kind of blessing in disguise, right? Those kinds of things. Alright, so for week 7, we're going to start with the Ace of Earth here. In reverse, indicates squandering a gift or refusing to see its value and potential. And that's probably why you're acting out in defense when you shouldn't be. It's divine masculine and feminine feeling like they have to guard themselves and defend themselves from these wands. But in realization, they're the ones who walked up to these wands when the wands were standing there saying, hey, don't come over here, don't cross this place. And you're like, hey, we're just doing our own thing, walking our journey. Don't be pointing that at me. It's like the moon is saying, hey, understand, you chose this path. And so the moon out of this deck is An uncertain situation both fraught and with deception while revealing important truths. See, deception is that thinking that people are attacking you when it's like, nah, they're just defending what they think or what they believe. So let's see what part of this would be. This is in November, early part of November. Either the second week of November or in the middle of that second week of November, somewhere around there. Um, Yeah, I think it's a good time to see others in yourself and yourself in others. And don't feel like you have to be all defensive and on the guard and having to fight with people. It's like, okay, let it be. Let it go. It's okay. Let's get naked and go swimming in the moonlight. You know what I mean? Like, oh, let's go have some fun. This Earth here, Ace Earth in reverse once again. Um, Squandering a gift or refusing to see the value and potential of your gift of being able to see others in yourself and yourself in others. Okay, this is also the inverted divine feminine, which is what Satanists think they're right about, Lilith and all that. This way, that symbol is Venus, and yes, there's that he doesn't have a vagina or a penis, by the way. So that's just some being. So I think this is symbolic of homogeneous or whatever it's called, where there is no sex, like the angels in movies where they don't have private areas because they don't need to reproduce, right? Harmonious balance between masculine and feminine. You know, they don't need to reproduce because they're that divine or whatever being, angels and stuff like that. But what is inverted like this, fallen angels, Naga, Seraphim, you know, they like to claim that they're the highest of highest angels. I saw this YouTuber going off about serpents and they're the DNA, and I'm like, dude, yes, you're right about them not tying knots and knot tires, but you don't realize that DNA and karmic tying of the knot in DNA, genetics, what your fathers of the sin. You remember that? Okay, Samuel, the ring. Hello, the Naga are not all benevolent beings, man. They feed off of the tying of the knot. How do you tie the knot? You cause chaos and anarchy and causing wars and destructions and planet destroyed and asteroid belts, Kuiper belt. So they those Seraphim or the freaking Naga, they're instigators. But they're using, you know, the testers. See if you've learned what you're supposed to learn. So I'm not saying they're not needed, or they're like they need to be obsolete. No, and actually, what you need to do is love them like you do your children. Yeah, your children don't understand what they're doing and don't know that they're just tools of the divine, of the universe, to teach us, reflect on us, right? They're not those supreme benevolent beings we need to worship bullshit. Sorry to tell you that. Alright, here's week 8. So the elements of water is a good place to start because it's letting you know how to deal with the other two cards or the prior weeks that connect to this or what's going on generally. The element of water lets you know that there are plenty of emotions involved in the situation. Anything could happen and any one of them can turn from positive to negative at a moment's notice. You will have to manage these things carefully, but if you do, you'll generate a lot of useful energy. So your emotions is a big source, especially with water sign, big source of what these weeks have been dealing, you know, what's going on with the circumstances is rooted in your emotions. The Ten of Swords in reverse is reliving heartache by refusing to let go. So you got to move forward from the past. You were supposed to do this in September. And October is reaffirming that. And then November is like, let go, dude. Two of Coins is about bad investments of your emotions and your time because you're surrounded by the element of water and the Ten of Swords. Also, don't fall for con artists and their tricks and telling you one thing when they end up doing another. And you believing that they're your angel and they come and they tell you all this wonderful things, they get your information, then they screw you over with what they offered you with. Oh, sorry, we decided not to because of X, Y, and Z. Whatever their bullshit argument excuses are. When it's social and political and bullshit like that. And just con artists telling you some kind of way of making it seem like they're not bad people when they are fucked up people, right? Yeah. So we'll just let it go. It's fine. This too shall pass. They'll have their karma. They'll learn their bullshit story later down the line when the shit hits the fan against them, and it's not aimed shit thrown at you. So it's all good. All right, so we got the unique gifts here. I think this is the foundational support of dealing with your emotions. You have unique gifts that will help you understand. And even though they may not be so spectacular or so obvious to others, you know what your unique gifts are. And so let them flourish and help you deal with those emotions and seeing others in yourself and others and let it go. Forgive, move on, continue the progress. All right, so this week we've got the Corona fire. She's blowing out the fire. It's time for an end of something, some passion that you were on. But you got the Two of Pentacles here about a balance in your beginning. Ten of Cups in reverse. The happiness and desires, maybe a new child. This isn't time for that. But it's kind of, it's like, wait, you said new beginnings. Well, I think the fire here blowing out of that new child or whatever, it's gone. Season's in. Things change. Now you gotta go move on to something else. Or reassess the situation. Come at it from another perspective, a new way of doing things. We did have the Three of Swords up here that does correlate, which did correlate with it also correlates up here too with the Hanged Man. So these people are hanging upside down like hanged men on women. Okay, so a new way of doing it, maybe change up how you present things. Maybe because there's an ending and a beginning here. This is the death. These three cards are representing death. Okay. Obviously, I think what you're about to work on is going to be better than it was what you were working on. Okay. We got to turn these cups, these Ten of Cups, upside down. That's what we need to do. You don't feel it. That's what it is. It's a hard thing to let go of. Remember last week, let go. So, element of water, your emotions. There's water here that they're walking towards to fill up their pot here. She's pregnant, but I don't know. Some kind of new beginning that is hard to let go of what it was you're dealing with, maybe. Alright, so week 10. I'm going to start with the Ace of Swords in between Two of Swords in reverse. Upright would be torn between two decisions and which way to go, but you're upside down and you don't want to go either way. You want to sit in what it is that you're dealing with. The Nine of Earth is about, in reverse, is about, it says specifically indicates a preoccupation with the past or the future. Frantically fretting and worrying will not only not solve anything, but will in the case cause something important to be overlooked. The King of Wands is good. It's helping others in their passion, their desires. Specifically, it says King of Wands helps others to live their passion and realize their potential. Um, so, but you're not wanting to do that. But maybe you're not wanting to do that, you're still helping others. So no matter what you do, you're still helping others. You're like, so it's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? Past, present, future. Just this isn't right. This isn't fair. Boo hoo. I'm gonna sit in my bed and do nothing. I'm miserable. That's what kind of energy I'm getting off of this. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to walk around and feed myself so I can feed these kids. No. Stupid gnomes. It's just venting, frustration, contemplation of not doing anything, and that's not going to help. So, and you know, with what the previous week was talking about, this is like kind of energy, right? It's like there are no words; it's just sounds and grunts that really express how you feel. All right, week 11, Page of Wands here, reverse. It's about showing graduation, celebration, about to start the new journey. You know, lighting the torch, the Olympic torch, and the big old bonfire thing. But it's in reverse, you're not feeling it. And that sounds all good and grandy, but is it more of the same or just disappoints me? Well, you know, the Ace of Chalices is saying, no, bro, this is the good stuff. It's coming. It's overflowing, man. Look at it. Opportunity for emotional experience or growth. Corona Water, though, is sitting there with some water. She knows that will come a difficult time when a dear memory will be needed. So it's like, okay, whatever it is that's potentially causing hindrance or feelings of doubt or whatever, put it in a bottle and save it for later. You can come back to it, okay? It's like, let's go. Let's do this. Let's go on that adventure again. No, not again. It just go the same way as it did before. I just want to say, no, dude, we gotta go. We gotta go. That's what this week's about. That kind of dispute inside yourself of, should I go? Should I not? It's like, but it's all, the universe is in alignment with you taking that adventure and going, okay? Even though you don't feel it. A lot of hangman energy in this fall season for water signs. Dealing with your emotions, a lot of emotions and passion. Alright, so to week 12, right before Christmas. Queen of Swords is a harsh, sarcastic, mean bitch. In reverse. When it's in reverse. She's not very nice. Maybe it's because she's doing all this work. You know, this Page of Coins references being the supervisor of employment and doing the work, but not wanting to do it. But you got the light shining on your back. You got this movement of horse, the pinnacles, the divine feminine here, all shining on you. But Book of Shadows in reverse is not realizing it, not paying attention, not practicing what you preach. You know, upright. You know, if it was upright, it would reference knowledge, tradition, understanding, beliefs, practice in daily life. Well, you're not doing that. You're not in alignment with all that because you're frustrated. You're back at what you didn't want to be doing, probably having to go back to work or whatever, or working at a place you don't want to be at, or doing something you don't necessarily want to be doing. You've got coerced into doing the adventure again. And you're like, oh, I knew it was going to be this crap again. I hate working for this corporate system that we live in. I get it. I have the same problem. And that was our week fall season reading for water signs 2021. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next season.